Okay, so we're sunk.
Sunk like a ship.
Sunk like a ship.
All right.
We can cut all this out if we want, right?
No.
Just like the beginning part?
Only
There was a reason why we're called Mediocre Studios.
Mediocre Studios. Okay.
Dan, Miles.
I'm Dan.
I'm Dan.
I'm not Dan.
We're the Sugar Cubes.
Sugar cubes and the... What are you? What's a Filipino candy?
Durian. Oh,
Durian.
disgusting.
Okay.
So we're
Cuscaroon.
bad fruit.
So he's
Cuscaroon.
that. He's custard.
Cuscaroon.
Cuscaroon. Oh.
It's coconut.
Okay, there's a reason why I'm hard. I'm hard of hearing. You know that.
I'm a young male. I'm in my early 20s. I am studying things in school that deal with the economy, and I like a nice pair of slacks.
Miles, describe yourself. Go.
I have a weird farmer's tan.
And he's Filipino.
Yes. I'm 19. Go to Duluth. I'm studying communications. Studying people. What else? I love music. And I, too, enjoy a nice pair of slacks.
I'm Dan. I'm a sugar cube. I'm 21. God, I feel old
You are all
around you guys. I'm a socially awkward introvert studying accounting at a private Catholic college.
Is it Catholic? I thought it was just Christian.
No,
Like,
it's a Catholic college.
Oh,
Not that matters or anything.
shit.
But-
I'm gonna review my
You know.
entire application.
My entire view of me. Yeah, you got to take theology courses if you go there.
Well, I'm okay with theology courses. I'm down with whatever. This is the dog,
Hi.
Maddie. She
Maddie licks.
yeah,
She's
She likes peanut butter.
she's batshit crazy.
Yeah. She goes nuts over peanut butter.
She's a turd
So
burglar.
Dan learned to not put peanut butter on his nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
She also eats banana chocolate chip muffins. Like no other.
probably should have told you.
Okay,
that.
so should we explain what this is?
Well, I'm gonna start off by I probably should have told you that my mom's gonna be listening to the podcast sometime. So I feel like
that's-
the
well, I mean,
the
like
peanut butter nuts is a good way to start off.
Hi, Jane.
Hey, man, I mean, that's
Whatever.
totally fine. We have what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
I love your mom. Your mom's awesome.
Man, I don't know where to look.
Look
Don't
where,
know.
look how you would in a conversation.
Yeah.
Who,
Just a normal conversation.
whomever is talking, just give them your slightly divided
Miles,
attention.
if you want, you can start playing Pokemon again. Start your EV training. EV training your hair across. So anyway, how about them Lakers?
Okay, so
right into it, huh?
All right, so we kind of got that out of the way. Let me think. Okay, so
We
we're
didn't
just
describe
kind of doing this. It's Mediocre Studios is an idea of all right things that we do for fun, just little hobbies that like music, videos, and podcasting that come out to be people. Some people like them, some people don't. You can take it or leave it, and hence the name Mediocre Studios.
Yep, and gaming and talking and making fun of other people, including ourselves. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
self-deprecation is always a fun thing to do.
I mean, Mediocre at Best is the band name, Mediocre Studios. This is the Sugar Cubes, and that's for an entirely different reason, but hopefully
Ooh,
that'll
I should
rise.
go on. Oh man, I should file on the SOS
SOS.
and get an assumed name so we can turn this into a legit business.
do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we gotta crowdfund about $155 though first before we can do that.
I'mRaising.com/Mediocre Studios.
Good transition.
Give us money. If you like that, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, Mediocre Studios, at Mediocre Studios. We'll look at all of you and thank you and individually with heartfelt hugs and letters and possibly even smooches.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
didn't know.
set it all up yesterday, Miles.
Yeah.
Oh.
We.
Dan set it all up yesterday, and I got the password from him about an hour ago.
And then if you want to see more content from us, you can either download this on your podcast app of choice or see us on YouTube, youtube.com/user/Mediocre Studios. Video game stuff, maybe. Music, skits, and podcasts. I don't know. Whatever we feel like doing, really.
Whatever we really feel like doing, and you guys don't have a say. You don't have any say in what we do. We do
Unless
what
you
we
want to donate to us, in which case, if you want to have a say, throw in at least $5 towards I'm Raising, and then guess what? You get a little comment. You have 255 characters to type out exactly what you want from us.
Yeah. And then we'll think about it.
We'll give you nice thoughts.
I think we should maybe do some sort of incentive for like every $5 we'll like send a handwritten note with
me.
all our signatures and Miles.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and it'll be like, hey, we love you. Thank you for giving us money to use for
Yeah,
stuff.
but that I feel like that's only applicable when we actually get a good following. Because as of right now, we have 6 Facebook likes, and half of those are my mom. So I mean,
I didn't even
You
know we
mean-
had a
you mean
Facebook
about-
page.
we.
No, Dan and I.
Oh.
You're not white enough. I'm sorry.
No, Miles, you're
Bringing
totally
some racial angst.
Come on. I am white.
Okay. All right, but yeah, I'll try. I'll set that up soon.
Okay.
But okay, so let's
Jeez.
yeah, let's roll into the first thing. Okay, so cheese.
Cheese is
You-
good. The freaking habanero cheddar from Costco.
So it's often talked about. For example, that okay, if you could have any power, what would you? Okay, but let's actually go with this. You're in New York. You get bit by some radioactive whatever you kind of power you want.
Okay.
Spider, rock.
So we just define our own power.
yeah.
Is that what you're
you
asking?
you get to have any power and then justify why you'd have it.
I'm not going first. I need time to think.
All
Dan,
right.
you go first.
I'd go with flying.
Flying.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you pick up a girl on a date. Hey, baby. Well, I didn't have a car, so I guess we're just going to have to fly there today. You know, it's a good way for transportation, save a lot, and then Mr.
Have you ever seen that
Environment Man.
one movie? What's it called? My Super Crazy Ex-Girlfriend or something like that?
No.
It's a weird movie.
Yeah, it's a really weird movie. She's like a superhero, and the dude breaks up. What's his name? I can't remember his name, but he was
Jack Black.
He plays the older brother in he's what is his name? Kelso?
Yeah,
Casey Kelso.
Casey. Yeah,
Oh, Casey. Yeah, I know what
That
you're
guy.
talking about. Yeah,
So that guy,
Always
yeah.
a douche in every show he's in.
In
Yeah.
that 70s show, yeah.
he was in a bunch of other ones.
He's
Anyway,
in that AT&T commercial.
yeah. So he broke up with this girl who had superpowers, and like,
She threw a shark at him.
yeah. And there was this one point where they were like
Yeah.
flying through the air, and she was like, there's this one thing I've always wanted to do, and one thing leads to another, and
They start investing in low-risk mutual bonds.
well, exactly. I mean, where else would I be going?
Right, Miles?
Yeah.
Miles, what's a mutual bond?
You get a hair. Just
We
there.
have mutual bonds because you guys are named
That's-
Dan.
Okay. So anyway, do you have a superpower? You'd know. And you remember, you got to justify it. We're on Dan's grounds right now since we're in his bedroom.
The power
It's
to
really
take
warm
this
in here,
ball
by the
away
way.
from your dog because
Oh, you're wearing pants
of
and a shirt with... You haven't even loosened your tie yet from work.
It's because I like to look a little dapper. I'm an accountant, remember?
I blame the commies. All right.
Okay, so I would
Anything.
I would probably go with some sort of like invisibility.
Invisibility.
Sort of, I don't know. I've always been like fascinated with like sleuthing and stealth. Growing up, one of the biggest thrills I ever got was like sneaking out of bed and staying up late when I was like like 10 years old, whatever. And
Go downstairs
like,
playing.
well, I had to go right
playing
past my
PS3.
parents' room, and it's right by the stairs, and the stairs were always like super creaky. And
You
so
and your
like I
Catholic
figured out all the spots on each step that were creaky, so I would like avoid all of those spots. And so I don't know. I always liked sleuthing and sneaking and
But
being
now
quiet.
now
And
since
so
you're
that would be
invisible-
that would be an interesting way to like. Okay, first off, I feel like the first thing you would do if you were invisible is go around and just start like hitting people and messing around.
I'd go to like the nearest high school and then just like every guy who's got baggy pants just
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, like that's something you would do. I would probably do that for like more sneaky things.
and I don't mean I'm
Not
gonna give him a blowjob, by the way.
Well, yeah.
Come here, big handsome.
Remember, Dan, your mom's gonna be watching or listening to all the podcasts.
Eh.
Vale, your son just talked about giving blowjobs to people in
The
high
gentlemen in high school who are most likely minors and possibly minorities, but I mean that's a whole nother.
school. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing we go is the whole racial issue. All right, Dan. No, I don't know what I would use it for. I feel like it would be cool to like, I don't know, see how close I could get to somebody without like. I'm totally right next to you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
It'd make for an awesome game of ghosting. Just following everyone super close into a room. What the fuck?
Yeah.
with this, is it are you still producing sound, or are you just physically.
I would
invisible.
assume yes, I would be still producing sound.
Okay.
But that would still be that would be the challenge part for me. Take away the most challenging part, the actual physical,
Yeah, stop.
opacity, I guess you could say. But yeah, I don't know, Miles.
I think I'd go with teleportation.
Teleportation. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And why? I want to
For
know
the
why.
sole reason of being able to sit down, actually, sit up in bed, put myself in the kitchen at the table, and then being able to grab the milk without actually having to get out of the seat.
Okay.
so you want like not even like full teleportation. You want even just like hand teleportation.
Just like
Yeah.
parts of you to teleport.
Or maybe like, kind of like telepathy mixed with teleportation where I can be like, I want
Telekinesis.
milk here. Yes.
Telepathy is my reading. There goes the camera. So, I guess this is just all audio. So I suppose we should take this time right now to say, hey Miles, guess what? You should really talk towards the mic rather than towards Dan's mic because.
Am I doing it right now?
Well, no, because earlier you're like looking back here, like over at Dan, but over that way, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, that's probably not picking up anything. So we just for now, because we need to get another mic. We definitely need to get another mic. I mean, hey.
I know a couple guys named Mike, but
It's all good. Okay, but the question now is, so Miles and I have kind of figured out, but I suppose we should talk first. Are we gonna participate in vigilante justice? Or are we just gonna kind of be like those douchebags that have the skills that kills and then just kind of like hang out and use it for personal gain? Like Dan goes to like the YMCA and lifeguards pushes lifeguards in all the time. And they have like, what's happened? Who did that? Or even better, goes like the old folks home and like starts giving them heart attacks.
Let's all go to the old folks home, We can get doped up, we can all get stoned.
Oh,
This is the number 2 part of it.
take
The
number
second,
2.
Well, the second part of the video. Dane, you should sync it again.
Yeah, I should. Woo! Cool.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yep.
Okay, so now Miles and I have this taken care of since I can fly and he can teleport. You have these awesome powers. How do you get around New York?
How do I get a... Oh, is that part of the question?
No, this is just the second part because
Second
nobody ever
part of the
asks.
question.
Nobody ever thinks of this.
How do you get around New York?
Like, oh, I'm just gonna have like the Batmobile. Okay, because you're gonna get through New York in rush hour traffic.
Well, okay, I am a personal fan of walking and, not using a car every once, all the
Right,
time,
no, I
and
get
using
you.
like a vehicular means of transportation.
Mhm.
Well, Miles already has. You already said that Miles has transportation. All right, so redundancy. That's my superpower in real life.
you are an accountant.
Every year, the same shit day in and day out and day in and day out. These are your dependents, and I'm gonna.
And people just don't know how to do is Section 179, and then there's the whole maker's deal, and you get. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
That's
they're-
tax issues. It's all depreciation.
Well,
and
and
recapture.
but even then, with walking, like, okay, you can be invisible, you can sneak up with the bad guys, but
Yeah, well,
you
no,
only
no,
have like
no,
a crime
hey,
radius of
you know,
like a mile at most.
Let's think about this. I could hop over the turnstiles in the subway and just go dick around in the subway system.
I could sit here and then go to the subway.
And so, first off, I don't have to pay the ticket. I don't know how much a subway ticket costs, or remember, I don't know
50
how they do.
cents.
No,
Probably
no.
more than that.
Well, in Singapore, it was like 50 cents.
Yeah,
per
because
Yeah, but
Singapore's
Singapore's-
poor, like you. Anyway, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
I
No,
am.
I'm just kidding.
Compared to you,
I'm not that well off.
Catholic.
Catholic accountant.
Hey man, I didn't choose the financial life. No, I did choose the financial. Anyway,
Tighter
no,
than-
so I wouldn't have to
tighter
pay
than
for
none.
or subway tickets, and I could then, okay. And now I wouldn't recommend this, but I would probably find a way to mosey on down the subway tunnels.
Okay.
I'll bring like a flashlight once I got like around that. Jesus! Once I got around like the first curve out of sight, so I could turn on a flashlight, and then all of a sudden there's lights for me. I could see, and then one train's coming this way, and I can duck to the other side. Train's coming the other way, I can duck to that side. 2 trains are coming the same way. I'll see how much room I have in between. If that's a no-go, hopefully there's like space on the sides where I can just like press up against the wall.
Okay.
Well, in my
You know.
experience, not all tunnels are double tunnels. Some of them snake off
Single.
every which way, and they are single.
The other thing I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna
write
say
I'm
is
gonna write
like,
a map.
okay,
There
you
you
have,
go.
you have a police scanner at home. You're listening for crimes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a robbery on 45th and Jackson. I don't know, whatever the streets are in New
Was
York.
Jackson the 45th president? I thought he was like number 30.
Obama's 44th, isn't he?
Yeah.
So Jackson
Yeah,
was
so
like
Jackson's
20,
not.
30?
So unless somewhere out of left field,
What are we talking
some man
about?
named Jackson gets elected to the 45th president, he's making a joke.
A really
Anyway,
bad joke.
so you have to optimal. You race to the bottom of your apartment.
Okay.
About a minute to get there, we'll say.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 seconds. Bottom of your apartment. You go into the subway, and you have to figure out what the nearest stop to Jackson is. So you go on that. That takes, I don't know, like 3 minutes, and then you got to like book it up the stairs and over to the robbery, and then by that time it's about 10 minutes away. And
Okay,
then it's just
now-
like, how long? You've played Payday. Robberies don't last incredibly long.
Unless you're you and me, and we suck at them, and we gotta like the art. And let's just hope and pray that all robbers use the same technology as in Payday, and the drills just shut off every 30
Randomly.
seconds.
Yeah. We should play some Payday tonight.
Yeah, we totally should. That'd be fun.
My computer sucks.
That's
Miles,
fine.
if you want to stay the night, you can stay the night, but I won't make you.
We just have to.
I won't
plan out-
make you stay in my room.
In the dungeon!
We have to plan out all our food for tomorrow.
I got some errands to run. So yeah,
Yeah, I know that reference.
I don't know.
Ooh yeah!
YouTube.com/CNanners. Watch his videos.
It's a Macho Man video.
I
It's a
know.
good video.
Morgan's
From a
video.
from a great freaking thing too. WWF at the time. Wonderful. Macho Man. The
Alright.
cream rises to the crop, Gene. Ooh.
So I got something a little bit more serious. So, study came out recently that C-sections could actually harm a baby's epigenetic code. Dan Lewis.
No, anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
C-sections could harm a baby's epigenetic code, and they could be.
What is an epigenetic code? Tell me.
Epigenetic code is
Epigenetic.
so epi is like means generally above.
Okay.
So epigenetics is like a step above like DNA, or at least that's how I was explained to it a while ago.
You were explained to the epigenetic code?
Yes, I
Dan.
was. That's how I was explained a while ago. It was explained to me a while ago.
Okay, there
previously.
we go. Finally got it.
And I'm an English tutor too. That's how it was explained to me a while ago. But so in such a case, their immune system isn't quite as good because the stress of a natural vaginal birth is what like initially like charges the child's system to like go into defensive mode. From what I
Okay.
read. And
Defensive mode. What does that mean?
So it just like jump
You turn your
starts.
card sideways.
Yeah. Duel. And
Yu-Gi-Oh!
And so you don't have like
It's in the heart of the cards.
you don't have the fortitude or the immune system to defend against like whatever is to come
Okay.
later. Your body can't handle as much because it wasn't put through that initial stress for however long.
Okay.
Because I mean, I've never had a child, thankfully, and I mean, I don't know how long labor lasts. I've heard like stories of like 24 hours, but I'm like, is that
It
like, you're
varies.
pushing for 24 hours, or you're pushing for like 10
Yeah.
minutes, but you're like sitting having contractions for like 23 hours?
That's a good question. I guess I've never. Apparently, mine was fairly quick since I was the third child. My mom had it down. She knew how it worked. She was
was
like
just
two
like,
pushes
bam.
and a. I don't know how she. Well, she knew. I guess that's how. So I feel like it's one of those learning experiences.
Right.
Which,
I don't
hey
wanna
man,
learn
I'm
that.
all for learning, but that's something I can live without for now. What are you looking at?
I was just your feet are
Rumble, rumble, rumble.
Wow,
so.
that shows up on the audio.
Yeah. So try not to do that. Thanks.
Look at that. It's your mic too.
I know because mine's a condenser mic. This is why I needed to get that microphone yesterday that we were looking at.
That's why I like my fancy, handy dandy, awesome,
My handy
crazy,
dandy notebook.
beautiful Super 55.
So anyway, I'm just does that sway you to have?
Nope.
You're still gonna go C-section?
Dan, I'm not a woman. Miles.
I'm closest.
You can force her. Maria, you're having a C-section.
Nah.
But no buts.
Nah, I don't think that.
God
would
wants
work.
us to procreate. That shit needs to be stock.
We need to. I was gonna make an accounting joke. That's not gonna work.
We don't need to invest in anything. Shut your
We
whole
need
mouth.
something that'll appreciate over time. We have to have a better rate. We're not having.
So this
I wonder what
is
the tax,
relevant to everyone.
What's the tax basis of an appreciating child? If I were to sell my child, what would how could I? Well, first off, we're gonna go ahead and assume it's gonna be a long-term gain, because right, it's more than a year typically that you keep a child.
Well, if you're selling the child, you're not keeping it. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you keep the child for more than hold a child for more than a year.
If you're
What do
holding
you do
your
with
assets,
your arms?
get out.
Yeah. So like, I'm just wondering what kind of because when you gains are taxed at a couple different brackets. There's
This is so fascinating.
I'm sorry.
No,
This
it's fascinating to me, but probably not to anyone listening.
Yeah, no, I enjoy this. Well, I mean, like, there's a special tax rate for collectibles, and so that's like the first thing I thought of. How I collected children, you have a higher tax rate on collectibles when you have gains. So like, it's a 28% tax rate, I believe,
Okay.
as opposed to like the normal 12, 15, 20. I can't remember what the other percentages are. I just remember that collectibles are higher. So I wonder if they might create a new section for gains on stock bases of children.
So yeah, I'm gonna go
Tax
with,
it at
vaginal
30%.
birth. I'm gonna go with vaginal birth, and I'll be like, honey, you do what you need to, but you gotta push that child through your shit.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Not quite.
Oh, that would be a good Miles. I think we need to get what's his face. The guy who quit acting because his wife had cancer or something like that, or his wife passed away. The guy in all the Honey I Shrunk the Kids. I forget his
I've
name.
never seen Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
What other
They're
movies was he
terrorists.
in? Do you know his name? Do you remember his name? I have this. We're not
have the technology.
We're not cavemen. We have technology.
So you do that, and I'll kind of tell a quick story. So I was taking my economics final, and I happened to work in the phrase "Honey, I Shrunk the GDP" in referring to a recession. That was lovely. I got an A on the final, so I think he was appreciative of that. I don't know. My economics teacher was an old man who really likes sailing in dry humor.
He's a wonderful professor.
Yes, he. I don't know. He's kind of a one of a kind guy. He's not really afraid to offend anybody, and he's really well. He's very
it's
knowledgeable.
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis?
Can I see
Yeah.
a picture of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rick
Not a
Moranis.
dog.
Those are some.
I just can't
low
remember
stoke
what
glasses.
other movies he was in. Rick Moranis.
IMDb.
Yeah, that's
He's
where
on
I'm
IMDb.
at, Miles. Ghostbusters. That's the other one I was thinking of.
Oh, he's that one guy.
Spaceballs.
He crossed the stream.
What is he in Spaceballs?
He's
me.
Is he Lone Star?
Isn't he the Darth guy?
Darth Helmet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Darth
Oh.
Vader mock
Yeah.
guy.
He was really short.
I think I also haven't seen that movie.
You have to.
It's on Netflix, but then again, you don't have Netflix, so
You can watch it with me.
you're
It's
the
wonderful.
only American that doesn't have Netflix.
He was
I don't
in
have Netflix,
Rocket
I borrow it.
Boy.
I know.
I've been borrowing it from Sunny for 2 years and I haven't talked to
Yeah,
him
he was
since.
Dark Helmet. Dark Helmet.
Dark Helmet.
Yes.
Dark Helmet Shrunk the Kids,
Yep.
Such a wonderful
Basically.
character.
and then he went on to build a big ass ship to compensate.
Yep. And then his wife passed away, and he quit acting to take care of his kids, like a good person.
Good man.
Yep.
Sad story.
So I'll keep my children natural. I don't know. I'm not gonna let my children see like, or at
See.
least
Sorry.
that was
You're gonna
that
train
was a
them-
stretch.
You're gonna
that
be-
was a stretch.
Train them
It
to
is
be
a
blind.
stretch.
This isn't stretching. This is stretching.
C-section. It was a good full circle, Dan.
Yeah.
Come on. Give the kid credit for
Sorry,
his
half
joke.
circle. Okay, I'm done.
So they are not going to view television until like they're, I don't know, like 5 or 6 or something, until it's unavoidable. Just for the simple fact of I've seen like I've seen the things online of the children who are used. They're astonished by the fact that our camera went off again, as well as the fact that magazines don't like slide. They aren't touch screen. The magazines aren't. You can't just change the pictures.
Very spoiled
So
children.
yeah, incredibly spoiled.
Very
children.
ignorant in a sense.
What do you mean?
In the sense that You know, they only know of the iPad and
Are we
the
just
Kindle and whatnot. They don't really.
Synced 3 times. We sunk 3 times. We already sunk.
But the Titanic only sank once. Anywho.
Okay, you're only gonna come on once every third week.
Miles, we're kicking you off the podcast.
I won't be here for another 3 months, so.
Oh, yes.
First podcast drama.
Woo! Wait. Is that? Oh, darn.
Okay, so yeah, that's all
So
I really
Dane,
have to say. I'm just curious
you're-
about how you're raising your children.
Off of that,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. I'm
Go
a
for it.
professor that's currently
Ah!
raising.
I interrupted you.
Look at you just blew up your audio.
Sweet.
Dynamite with a laser beam.
Go ahead.
I have a professor.
Dynamite with a laser
There
beam.
we go. Professor that's currently raising kids, and he does not allow his children to have phones, social media, or watch TV until they're of a certain age. You know.
Yeah, I
maybe
can.
10.
I wouldn't let them have a phone before 10. It's dumb to have a phone before 10. I mean, like, not in the sense of like, I need to know where you are.
I would
but
say
that's
10 is even a stretch.
No,
Almost.
too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like, I would say
feel like
even
16.
like, I would say, yeah, I didn't get my first phone until I was like almost 16.
Unless it's an emergency phone.
I was 16,
Yeah.
and even then, it's like, oh, your friends most likely have phones. Use that to call me. If you don't call me,
Yeah.
you're getting grounded forever.
Because, like, honestly, I remember back in the day when all my friends in the neighborhood, I would have to remember their phone numbers so I could call them from the house phone, and nobody like exercises their brains anymore by remembering things.
Yeah,
Like my dad, I remember my dad told me a story about how he remembers, like still remembers to this day, like every single one of his like 40 or 50 friends that he had ever called over, like all their numbers from back in the day.
I only have the one friend.
Yeah. Sorry.
I remember his number. I still remember my library card number.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Yeah. So then, and I don't know. I'm a fan of technology. I'm very fascinated with technology and what we can use technology for, and all of the capabilities that come along with that. But I'm also kind of disappointed in how it envelops people's attention.
Right, and
And-
it just shortens it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's one thing to
Right.
be hanging out with a bunch of friends and send the occasional text, but I have a couple people who I dislike being around because they are, like, constantly just sitting there like this, and you try to talk to them, and it's like waiting on a response.
Ever at the ready.
Well, I mean, like, again, again, not that it's a bad thing. I just kind of wish people were better about it.
It needs to be moderated. In some
Yeah,
cases.
exactly. I guess that's kind of where I'm going with it.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
need Reddit mods on this.
No, we don't. Carmenaut can go fuck himself. Everyone hates Carmenaut.
Yep.
All right, so that, I don't know. I was just curious because I don't know. I feel like I'm in the minority when I say I'm going to keep my kids off of like television
Drugs?
and stuff. No, the kids can do all the drugs they want.
LSD.
Only until they're 10 though.
Remember, kids, do acid.
Give
It's
them
fun.
whiskey in their milk bottle.
Whiskey in the milk bottle, make them go to bed.
I heard that was a fairly common practice until recently.
Give them a high tolerance.
I'm gonna hit you. I'm kicking you off the podcast too.
Dan, this is my podcast.
I'm not the minority.
I'll do this solo.
Dan, this is
So
my
with the
podcast.
Lakers.
You just sit there and talk about, like, well, my day.
I could do it like the Lefty Show. He just sits there for an hour and just rambles.
Yeah, but Lefty's a loser.
Is he
No, I'm
alright?
just kidding. Lefty's cool. I don't know anything about Lefty. I've never watched it, so that was, by the way, that was a joke. I don't know if you could pick up on what I say. You might want to almost,
Bump that part up.
no, dump that
Dump.
part. Get rid of that audio,
I'll make sure to highlight it.
because it was, it was a total joke. Because
No, because he
Lefty's
does.
a cool guy.
He does. I'm. You know, a lot of it is just him like discrediting everybody, but it's interesting to listen
Dan's
to.
an idiot. Butts.
So I mean,
Wow, look at that whisper. Look at how much you had on there.
I know.
This
Look
is
at that
my
pickup.
whisper. This is my whisper.
Anyway,
Dan, you need to bump my gain.
You need to bump your gain.
No, I mean like
you
post, like when you're throwing this together.
In post?
It'll be funny. It'll be just a really loud whisper of, Dan, you need to bump your gain. Dan, bump your gain.
Yeah, that's what I brought to the table this time.
Yeah. Miles, what did you bring to the table to talk about?
I didn't know I was going to be here.
How's Eevee training going? What
I'm
Pokemon
not
are you
Eevee.
focusing on?
Currently, I'm focusing on Heracross, but I'm not
Heracross.
EV training.
What are you doing with Heracross?
Having sex with it.
Indeed. No, I am currently trying to get it up
He
to
named it
level 40.
D-Bud.
I did name it D-Bud.
Dan Budnick, if you,
By some stroke of...
of luck, you
Yeah.
actually watch this podcast,
If he ever gets out of
Miles
work.
just confirmed that he's having sex with something named after you.
Our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Especially mine.
No, I mean... Oh, the last thing. So, I was offered a promotion today.
Yeah. GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop. Making the big bucks.
Yep.
Comes with a nice raise. I could do one of two ways. It'd start in either a month at my store,
Yep.
approximately, or it would start like next week at a store in Brooklyn Center. However, Brooklyn Center is kind of not the nicest neighborhood.
No, it's a
and
sketchy area.
right across the street from a jail. So I mean,
Yeah.
and
here we are sitting in our town. Like, we should probably not disclose our town. And just
yeah,
start-
especially the fact that we give away my mother's name. You know, he
Dan
he
Budnick.
goes to Duluth. We're just making a compilation sheet from the right now. Let's
Well,
stop.
we never said which Duluth. There's two in the U.S. Crap.
It's a 50-50 shot.
We already said Brooklyn Center. I'm sure you could Google both of those
Yeah.
and see that they're both in Minnesota. Oops.
Son of a bitch.
Um,
No, but I mean, and so that'd be nice because that would come with more hours too. So I'd have 2 jobs and then school.
So what decision are you going with? Just curious.
I'm definitely gonna stay here.
Stay here.
I love my store. I love my coworkers at my store. What?
Neckbeards and all.
I said coworkers, not employ or
Customers.
Oh, customers, I'm
customers.
sorry.
Yeah.
Customers are stupid.
From
what I've heard.
there's some of them. One Pastor Chris is a really cool guy.
Who?
Pastor Chris.
Who's Pastor Chris?
He's a guy that comes in. He works at a hospice home, and he's a pastor there.
Okay.
Really nice guy. Like, he's up to talk about anything, and just never in a bad mood. Always just like, just one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Always would. He you barely know him, and he'd give you the shirt off his back if it were to help you.
That's awesome. Do you remember Chubbs?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
think about him
same
from
type of
time to
way.
time.
He's the exact same type of way, which is surprising because he sort of seems a little off-putting, especially because he's always joking around.
Right.
But that dude apparently is one of the nicest, most generous people you'll ever meet.
Chubbs is a gentleman who drove. What did he drive? A semi? Did
He
or is it a tow
no,
truck?
it was kind of a tow truck. What he did is he picked up junkers, and he did stuff with them. I don't know what he did, but that was his job. He didn't tow cars. He picked up junkers.
And he would come into a restaurant that we worked at in
Out in Anoka. Oops.
yeah.
7th Avenue Broncos is really good.
Across from where I work.
Although I feel like our demographic isn't going to stretch too far away from,
Well, you never know.
since we have all our
I
friends.
I have an uncle in California. I'm sure he can.
Spread. Hey, listen. My
These guys are
nephew's
really popular in
podcast.
Minnesota and Sacramento. Those 2 places for some reason.
Oh man, what if we got really big in Portland? Then we'd have to go to Portland.
I'd be
I don't
down
want
for
to go
that.
to. Are you kidding? No, Portland's weird.
No, Portland's awesome.
Portland's awesome, but it's also weird. You know what though? I'd
Well,
be
no, 'cause
totally
it's
fine.
like 2 hours to the beach or 2 hours to the mountains. You can do anything.
Yeah, I like Portland because just like in the popular TV show Portlandia, it's very true. I think wasn't it just the original episode where it's like it's a place where the '90s, where the '90s live forever or something like
Never
that.
seen it.
It's a good show. '90s culture is best culture.
You've never seen Spaceballs. Also 90s.
I've never seen Star Wars.
'90s culture is best culture. I'm not saying Spaceballs is a bad movie. I'm just saying I've never seen it. I assume it's a great movie because it's also '90s.
I assume Portlandia is good.
Yeah.
Is that on
Portlandia is
Netflix?
really good.
Oh, wait. You don't
Yeah,
have
no, it's
Netflix.
really good. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. I watched all the stuff that I think they only have 2 seasons though on Netflix. When I canceled my subscription, that's where it was
About a
at.
month or 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna stay at my store, and that'll be nice because I mean, why not? I'll get more hours and get a better pay, and I can check out games without anybody having to be there to sign them out for me.
We only have about a month left of summer, so that gives us time for you to have less
time.
hours to goof around with us.
Yeah.
And
when you work a 8 to 4:30 job,
yeah,
and Miles works a 6 to 3,
yeah,
all 9 hours paid.
yeah. Well, I mean, like when I work with my dad, it's more like a
9 to 5,
6:30 to 4:30, 6:30 to 5 kind of thing, something like that.
Like 10 hours.
Yeah, basically, minus the half an hour lunch, so I get
Right.
9.5 hours a day usually there. I'm kind of the head of the Going Paperless project, more or less. Now I'm working with a controller there, so she's kind of taking more of like the definition of the goal of where we want to be with certain stuff, and I'm kind of going from there. So I scan stuff and I organize files and get rid of junk and deal with external recycling, like the shred companies and.
Are
all
you
sorts of
assisting
stuff.
the project manager in a way then?
This is fascinating.
I basically am the project manager.
Okay.
It's a small business.
I wasn't sure what you meant by working with.
The controller is the head accountant usually
Okay.
at any company.
Okay.
That's just kind of the title. And so she is just kind of, I don't know. Okay, accountant. She's an accountant. We agree on a lot of stuff. So I'm fine with her defining the goals and kind of me taking lead on how we get there. I guess that's kind of how to define our situation there.
So what'd you bring? What'd you bring to the table?
What did I bring to the table?
I know you brought a couple of news stories.
Well, sort of. Apparently, I found this kind of interesting. A former dictator of Panama is suing the Call of Duty franchise for portraying him in Black Ops 2 without asking permission to portray his likeness. Apparently, that's a thing.
Speaking purely not from a moral sense, which is whatever. It's not even a moral issue. It's like whatever, but purely from a legal sense.
Yeah,
I don't think he can do that because
I really don't think he can.
He doesn't have any jurisdiction in America where I assume Call of Duty is produced.
Based out of
Yeah.
What the shit?
And so I mean he can't really. That's probably your battery dying.
No, it's not.
He can't really say oh I need I need you guys to stop doing that, please, and go on to say, you're portraying me poorly. It's like, motherfucker, we have the right to do that. I mean, if we wanted to, we could portray Obama as like a sleazeball or Bush.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we could put Bush in Far Cry 4 and have him be the main enemy, and that'd make me really happy.
Benghazi.
You don't understand
what the heck is going
what
on?
The word no means? You work hard to put food in your family. Now go kill those motherfuckers.
Okay.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by. In the meantime, here's Miles with the song.
You're recording.
Hey.
Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where,
I don't think I hit the record button last time. I think I hit another button
Is
that was
my
right next to the
hairbrush?
record button. Yeah, because like parody is wide open, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And it's
For
covering-
like,
I have something
Yeah, I
relevant
know.
to that.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
sure you two have seen on Reddit before.
yeah, the whole Weird Al.
Yeah, Weird
Yeah.
Al Yankovic asks everyone that he parodies. So recently, he's been putting out what, like 7,
He's got
8 new videos.
I think he's on 5
Okay,
right
but
now.
what's the total number that he's going to do?
8.
8.
Yep.
Is he already on 5?
Yep.
Good lord.
He's been doing one a day, I believe.
I know, but I don't know when it started,
I
so.
think
5 days ago.
the only one that I know of is the one of Pharrell.
Okay.
He did-
He did Lords. The
Oh, yeah,
Royals.
Lords as well.
Lord is. That was such a good one.
I haven't seen any of them yet.
haven't
I gotta watch them.
Gotta
He
have
always
to
asks, in this
fire,
case, Lord and Pharrell.
I still love Smells Like Nirvana.
I know.
That's a good one.
Now I'm mumbling. I don't know. I'm just around the marbles house with all these marbles in my mouth.
So, Weird Al always asks the writer of the song?
Yeah,
for
kind of like
permission?
a
Whoever has
it's
the
like
copyright.
yeah, it's
Even though-
basically a professional courtesy.
Yeah, even though a parody doesn't require that.
Mhm.
And
Right.
for Smells Like Teen Spirit, who
Yeah.
did he ask? Because I'm assuming Kurt Cobain wrote that.
You probably asked Dave Grohl.
Okay. Yeah, when did he do that? I'm gonna Google that.
He did that when I was around 6th grade.
Was Kurt Cobain still around then?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so, because that's when you, me, and Lance and Jules were all together
Kurt's
talking about
okay.
it.
So this is gonna be the most terrible Google search ever. Kurt Cobain
Most terrible.
kills himself.
Could've
I
worked
just
out so
want to
better.
see when.
What's it say? What are we getting?
Death of Kurt Cobain. 19. Wow. Really?
Oh, it's okay. It's
1994.
I wasn't even.
Year I was born.
Holy cow.
I wasn't even born.
Holy cow, that's
I'm a
a
baby.
long time ago.
Yeah, that's 20 years ago.
Lead singer was found dead at his home. Yeah, okay, so that is the right date, hopefully. And then what was smells like... Oops, that's not typing. Keep talking.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, he doesn't need to ask anybody to do it.
It was
but
released in
it's a professional
1992,
courtesy.
so 2 years before Kurt Cobain, unfortunately.
Well, then he
Passed away.
must have just asked Kurt Cobain.
thought
No,
it
no,
was
no,
much
no, because
Or either,
I think Courtney Love owns all the shit that has to do with Nirvana now.
Yeah, but at the time, Kurt Cobain was still
No,
around.
yeah, no, I know. I
I
got
could
you.
have sworn that song was much older. I'm sorry, much
Younger.
newer.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, hey, it's still applicable.
garage rock, man.
Whatever he does, again, he doesn't need to
lives
ask
on.
anybody. He does it because he's a good guy. And they say
Yeah.
no, he's like, okay, that's really cool because he
Yeah.
wants to do it out of good faith. He's like that neighbor that's just like, hey man, do you mind if I copy your lawn a little bit? I'm gonna put a fountain in my front lawn too. And the neighbor's like, fuck off. He's like, oh.
Well, I
little bit timid.
won't. Nobody ever pays me income.
It's always the Asian guy.
Yeah,
I feel so bad.
because you're Asian.
Partially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's partially why you feel bad, or because you're partially Asian.
Both.
He
Okay.
feels bad because he's Asian. He feels bad that he is Asian.
And that I can't grow a full beard.
It's also that half white guilt he's got.
75%.
75% white guilt.
75% white guilt, 25% sad that he's Asian.
Nobody ever pays me. Go.
Miles, if we make it big as a band,
If
when we make it big
You
as
already
a
have a
band.
second bassist. I don't need to be here.
Okay, we already told you we're gonna have rhythm bass and lead bass.
Oh, no. We got so our next album is gonna be called Funky Mustard.
Yeah, we've already decided. You mean our first demo?
Our first demo is gonna be called Funky Mustard.
That we don't we
It's gonna
have
be
nothing written
released
for.
with the title track and then Megan Stank and Drip Drop Drip.
And then can we do a cover of
Yeah.
Funky Monks?
Funky Monks,
But
yeah.
Replace Monks with
And then we
Mustard.
can also do a bunch of covers of Mustard Plug songs.
And then just one Brass Monkey. I just feel like we should do
Brass Monkey, that funky monkey.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, what about Weird Al? Your topic.
He was recently in a Epic Rap Battles of History.
Was he?
Wait, what?
Yes. This
loud.
was 2 weeks ago. This wasn't the
Against
season.
who? Just curious.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't remember that. But I know the last week, the season finale. Hi. Last week's season's finale was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one. It was
Yeah.
the one before that.
Okay. Interesting. Did
definitely-
you see what else people had posted on Reddit? Apparently, like, he had asked Prince several times to do covers of his song,
And Prince won't let him.
and Prince wouldn't let him. And then at one point, they were gonna sit next to each other at some like award ceremony, and Prince's attorneys had to send Weird Al, or
Cease and
not
desist.
didn't had to, but like sent Weird Al like a. Oh no, it wasn't a. I don't think you could call
I don't want
it. It was
to
like
next to him.
It was like a don't make eye contact with Prince note. Like
What about
don't
the
do it.
princess?
I don't. It's, like it was. I don't get it.
His toes on my side of the car.
He's. You know what it is? Prince is so short that all that anger just builds up in him.
How tall is he? Like 5?
He's like 5'2".
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I thought he was like 5'4" or
Yeah.
5'6". I mean, Jesus. I mean, I'm a moderate sized guy. I'm 5'11", but that's it.
Yeah.
I thought
you know
the
what?
saying was Minnesota nice, but I guess not.
No. Okay, he's from
Minnesota.
Chanhassen. He
That's-
lives in
that's
the
a rich
rich part of
place.
town. Yeah.
Funny
With all the
story about
snobs in Chanhassen.
Chanhassen. My supervisor and one of his other coworkers were on their way to Chanhassen, and so they take out Siri because they're driving. They want to be safe and they want to be all right. Siri, directions to Chanhassen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I found several Chans, but none of them are near Hassan. Doesn't recognize
That's
the
a-
word Chanhassen.
That's a little racist.
A little bit.
I think we should sue Apple. use that money to buy like a moderate-sized studio, so we can actually record without just
Buy me a helmet with flames on it.
I think first we should focus on buying a third microphone. That might be the best thing to do.
I have that microphone that he gave me. That crappy auxiliary plug.
Who?
Well, I would need to buy a new interface anyway because I only have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have mine.
I'd have to get a mixing board at that point.
Yeah. Good. We can invest and grow.
Well, we have to produce before we can invest. I mean, hey, we're already producing right now. I mean, this is farther than we've ever gotten before.
I want to see. Yeah, right. This is we actually got into making something. I want to see how tall he is. Stage and copyright issues. That might be interesting to read about. Prince announced that he was going to sue YouTube and eBay because they are clearly able to filter porn and pedophile material, but appear to choose not to filter out the unauthorized music and film content. Yikes. Prince is a...
He's got enough
strange
money.
man.
Let him be.
Prince resides near Minneapolis, Minnesota, in Chanhassen. I mean, it doesn't say that here, but I know that's where he lives.
Chanhassen.
I've seen his house.
From
From a distance.
My mother's friend went to one of his concerts several years ago. Got
Prince
his purple.
He's a Jehovah's Witness?
Really?
He's a part of that cult. Shelly was telling me all about how they're like, okay, and I don't mean to offend any Jehovah's Witnesses out there,
but
I've been
nuts.
told by insiders that you are very cult-like organization in how you interact and view people, interact with and view people.
Those outsiders, they celebrate Christmas. We need to convert them.
I guess
Well,
Batman's joining us.
whatever.
Well, I mean, it's just like, have a little bit of consistency because, I suppose I just don't really understand why they have to not celebrate or recognize anything, like even birthdays, as far as I knew.
Apparently, when he
They have birthdays.
converted to Jehovah's Witness, or became a Jehovah's Witness, he says he didn't consider it a conversion, but rather a realization. And then this is in quotes. I don't know the validity of this, but it says, it's like Morpheus and Neo in The Matrix. He realized that he was the one. Maybe?
I don't. Whatever. Is it Jehovah's Witnesses that believe they're all like descendants of some person, or is that
I don't know.
Mormonism? I don't know.
I don't know. They're all crazy. I mean, religion makes people weird. It is what it is.
Yeah, Catholicism is the only right one.
Well, no. Well, yeah, but no,
One true God.
no. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. My belief lies more on like a.
You're a theist before you're
I would consider
a theist before you're a Catholic or Christian or whatever you want to say.
Yep, I have a belief in a
Deity.
God, deity, higher up. Yeah, he's the higher up. He's the manager of all us
He's the
entry
wor-
level workers.
He's the world
Synergy! Synergy! We must comply with Mormonism.
He's the world's accountant in your mind.
No, he's the controller.
Well, I don't know. He's
Wow, that's funny.
He's kept the checkbook of conservation of energy in check pretty well. So
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
balanced it nicely.
Yeah,
Assets, man.
entropy. Now we're getting
He's
into
moving it all
thermodynamics. Okay, we're done. I'm not.
Depreciation.
Okay, so the counting is cool because we could talk about that for hours and hours. But people are just like
physics, I'm like,
thermodynamics,
no.
oh, man, I can't. Okay, now I gotta turn it off. I couldn't turn it off for the accounting part. I was rigorously into that.
This
Like,
kid's talking
"Give me
about
more!"
section 179 and how much can you write off with my new assets. Okay, first off, it's got to be a new asset, and you can only take the section 179 in the year you place it into use.
Some guy's sitting in like his car on the
He's
way
like, oh yeah. My accountant was telling me all about this, but I don't know.
I'm only taking notes on this podcast instead of.
That's why I don't have to hire a tax advisor. Anyway,
I just listen to random podcasts. And
so
they give
what
me
were we
advice.
talking about? Where was I? Something about okay. So
Catholicism.
like I'm a theist before I would consider myself a Catholic, and then even I don't know higher up there. My belief doesn't necessarily rely on like everybody has to recognize the exact same thing, except for one aspect that we all ought to be good people.
Ought to be.
Ought
I like
to
that.
be. Yep. Well, that's the proper like philosophical terminology, and I've always approached things in a more philosophical way than a theological way, which is neither here nor there. I think people need to exploit their.
I think philosophical is actually just a smarter idea because
Not necessarily. I'm of the mind that
I'm thinking of it from more of a secular standpoint, though.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're stupid. I'm just kidding, Dan. No. I have a
New Age Christian.
Man, I'm in the frame of mind that we exploit our strengths, and if somebody's strength is in like theological analyzation, whatever. Some people's strengths are in philosophy, some people's strengths are in numbers, some people's strengths are in music, and some people's strengths are in looking pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. It was Well,
I think that the reason I say it's a better standpoint is just it makes you take a critical look at the things going on around you. Be it both your theology or your, why people behave how they do, because like for example, I'm pro-choice. I know you're pro-life, and Miles just agrees with whoever's around him.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's like, I'm somewhere in between. That's a good song, by the way. Straight Light Manifesto. Woo!
And
She doesn't agree with you.
but seeing both sides of the argument, both the future value argument as well as the famous violinist argument, you can I can appreciate what you see through the idea of it being morally impermissible. Of it being morally impermissible. I can totally understand it. I suppose it comes to like a... I hate you.
Sorry, go for it.
It comes to a... it comes to a... to more of a... personal choice type of thing for me, at least. Like, and I'm what is commonly called to people who are like working as pro-life people. I'm what you call a...
He is 5'2".
Praise be to Prince. So yeah, that, I don't know. It gives a better appreciation for other people's ideals and opinions.
Oh, jeez.
Good job.
There you are, sir.
Thank you.
Feel free to flip the keyboard around if you want to use a
It
keyboard.
looks awkward. Go on.
Yeah, it's an old picture of him.
So anyway, we're this all descended from Weird Al.
Yeah, which is good that we're in music. Apparently, Johnny Depp is like crazy good at guitar, like freaking crazy good at guitar.
We can.
That's what I've heard. No. Well, okay.
We can't recruit him because he's not mediocre.
We are
Man.
recruiting my dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Only when we play Creed songs.
Yeah.
Well, I just heard the news today. That's, I don't know. That kind of sounds more like James Hetfield.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're gonna change.
Oh, we're getting a trumpet?
Yep.
We already have Kelsey
Kelsey
Laceford, who lives in Coon Rapids. Just sold her house. She's moving up north. Oops. Okay, no. So like apparently he recently played with God, who was it? Aerosmith.
Really?
Yeah, with they did an old bluesy cover of a song. I can't remember what's the song. It's something like the train keeps rolling or something like that.
I hear my train a coming.
Keeps her coming or keeps her rolling. Something like that. Yeah, it was an old bluesy song apparently that they covered. And he did this nice, good, great, wonderful blues guitar solo. Apparently, I remember at the MTV Awards he I think this was 2 years ago. He played with the Black Keys with their two charters, their two top songs that kind of shot him up big. What's the one called? Golden Ceiling or something like that? What's it called?
The ceiling.
Gold on the Ceiling, and then whatever the other one
Lonely
is.
Boy, most likely.
Lonely Boy, yeah. I think those were the two that he played with them. I think he's also, I've heard he's played with Marilyn Manson, Willie Nelson, Alice Cooper, I think.
Scott Stapp, right?
No.
Who are we?
Johnny Depp.
If he's
Johnny
not,
Depp.
if he's not playing with Dark Funeral, he's a fucking casual. Put the face paint on, get in the game, don't pussyfoot around it.
Well, I don't know. I think it's interesting that he's played with like all these Like he's like such a wide variety. Like he goes from Marilyn Manson to Willie Nelson to Alice Cooper
No, yeah,
to the Black Keys to
I'm seeing
Aerosmith.
Black
Facetious.
Keys, Marilyn Manson, Alice Cooper.
Where are you seeing that?
I'm Googling it.
Oh, right now?
Yep,
Cool.
those are all the results.
Yeah. I don't know who else he's
Mission
played with.
Google.
Those are the ones that I've heard of.
It'd be fun, but I mean, he leads like an eccentric life. I mean,
Yeah, he's nuts.
it's awesome though. But I mean, I don't quite understand why. I feel like he is a hipster. He denounces American citizenship, and it's like you're gonna have to work in Hollywood. Like, why? You're gonna have to get a working visa every time now and go through that whole thing just to say like I'm living in France now. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna be different from you guys.
Very different. Yeah, I don't know. He's a strange cat, but he's cool. He's a good actor.
Yeah, no, it's
Good
totally,
look-
totally
good
he's
looking
really
man.
Good. He doesn't watch anything he's in. Like,
I don't see any
afterward,
problem with that.
he's never seen
Whatever.
like any of the Pirates of the Caribbean or Chocolat or anything.
Yeah, whatever.
Or sorry, Chocolate.
I actually don't know that one.
It's a movie. It's called Chocolat, and it's a French spelling. But you know, us ignorant Americans, chocolate. It's called Chocolate.
When did that one come out?
I have no idea. Before I Love You Man, because they referenced it in I Love You Man, that wonderful movie with Jason Segel
Okay.
and and Brian Fantana.
Yeah.
So what else do you got? What else you got going for me?
I think that was it. I can't remember. I had one more news article, but I forget what it was.
Did it have anything to do with Ukraine and Russia? And Russia being
No,
batshit
it wasn't. But now that you shoved us in that direction,
crazy? Russia's batshit
all hail
crazy.
Putin. No, I'm just kidding. What's the guy? There's this guy in the
Was he-
WWE who's like, there's a term referred to as heat, which is an action specifically used to piss people off. And then there's what's called cheap heat, which is a cheap way to just clearly piss people off. And this, I can't remember for the life of me. I can't remember his name, but he's got like a, I don't know what you'd call her, but like a quote unquote manager type person who like always comes out and announces him, and her name is Lana, and it's just this horrible like this. Yeah, she's like she's a very clearly American person with a very, very crappy Russian accent. And so every time she comes out, and okay, so his thing is he comes down the walkway waving a Russian flag, and Putin, yeah. Wait, no need to bring Canada into this.
How them?
No.
How them fries?
Yeah, so this whole idea is to
Gravy.
like get a cheap way to piss everybody in the stands off. So all these big redneck loser type
now.
people, and of course I say loser very insultingly. I am also a loser, so don't I include myself in that.
You're a
But-
mediocre loser.
I'm a different kind of loser, but I'm in. A loser's a loser. Anyway, so like, he's like the whole point is for him to piss off the crowd. Comes down waving a freaking Russian flag, and there's his like entrance is like this big, grandiose,
Grandiloquent.
whatever you call it.
Well, they're both.
It's a grandiose
Schmancy.
song with just a picture of Vladimir Putin, and he's just stomping down. Oh, it's so fun! It's so great.
Is this
very-
like the Magneto one?
Well, no, that was Damien Sandow. Who
We
does
should get,
cosplay.
We should really get a big fat head of Putin,
Putin.
like they do. Of,
Who
like,
you calling
AP.
fathead?
who you calling pinhead?
I'm Dirty Dan.
So that was episode 1. Thank you for coming out.
Oh, we're done.
Oh,
If you like this, drop a like, subscribe. We always love it. YouTube.com/Mediocre Studios, Twitter.com/Mediocre Studios, Facebook.com/Mediocre Studios. IamRaising.com/Mediocre Studios if you'd like to see us get better equipment, possibly a third
Yeah.
mic so it doesn't sound so crappy.
So
next
Miles
time.
actually has some sort of purpose.
Or
if
whomever
I'm
is in.
features as a guest again.
Yeah.
Whomever is sitting in this
So
chair.
next week when we have somebody better, I'm just kidding, Miles.
Someone maybe with long,
No, we love you, Miles.
long flowing locks and an angel face. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Foreshadowing.
A Salvadorian, half Salvadorian, former music major.
Freaking linguist.
we love you.
Yeah.